Here we have a AMC Model 20 axle housing for Scott Miller. It's for a Jeep project that he's doing. We got a lot to go through. We'll go real quick. So I'm going to explain what we're looking at right here. This is an axle jig, my axle jig. And what it is I've got a bunch of different machined round slugs like this that are machined with steps in them for fit various different axles, American axles basically. But the bore of them, all of them, is machined to fit tight slip fit. I mean, that is not sloppy. To fit an 1.11/16 turn ground polished bar. It's round, but we still call it a bar. And there's a bunch of details like this. You know, I got boxes full of them that thread on the end, holding different bearing caps. And so it's what I use. It's the tool I use for narrowing axle housings and also to see if they're straight. You know, the things you see with people clamping angle irons on here, you would never know. This is what this does. The long and short of it, you can see it establishes the true center line of the axle itself. And the goal is, obviously, you want the bearings all lined up. You know, an axle, the inner axle of any axle is not a flexible like a speedometer cable. So we're gonna tip this up real quick. This is the best point of view right here. I'll slide that in. So all things being equal, if this was lined up, this here, oops, sorry, that there would slide into that hole there. And it won't. And you can see that's a big 3/16, and it's overlapped here. You know, so you can see that's a pretty good perspective right there. So, as discussed on our phone call, you have another axle housing, so we're going to investigate that axle housing. I'm going to put the bar in that one and make sure that that one is straight. I mean, I can straighten these to some extent. 1/8 of an inch is not uncommon. This is a big 3/16. You know, it's kind of on the upper edge. I mean, you got to try it to do it. I've done them successfully, a lot of them. Just about all these axles are tweaked somewhat. 4-wheel drive front axles are god-awful. You kind of don't even want to know how bad most of those are. But, so we're going to proceed and take a good long look at the other axle housing that you have, and we'll swap the ARB and the gears into that one if it checks out.